Okay. Yeah. Um, well, I assume it's doing something. Doesn't look like it, though. Oh, there it is. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. So, I could either put some headphones on and listen to music, or I could just not, and I'll just talk. Or I won't talk. Actually, I just won't talk because, yeah. Well, I should talk. I need to explain what's going on. Um, so far, oh, oops. Depending on what. Here, let me stick this guy there. Stick this guy there. That's good enough. Yeah, I prefer this full screen. That's good. There we go. Yeah, these are just utility functions. Add camera and cam. Add cam needs to be from a selected camera. I mean, really, it's just to add the list. These are just list management. Then there was the very top. This is going to come down. Okay, so here's an important operator. More important, it's doing something. It's got a poll. The poll's not really doing anything, but it's there. The poll needs to know that um, oh, this directory shouldn't really belong to the operator either. No, you set all the things on the operator. Their default is, shall it look at the setup on the window manager? Do I need to move this to the window manager, to the scene? I should do that. Or the screen. Screen of the scene. Scene of the screen. Screen of the scene. Screen, scene, screen, scene. They both get saved in the blend. What do you think? Yeah, like this. So we need some stuff filled out. What do we need? We need to have an outputter. How about this? Yeah, wait, this. We'll finish with the appropriate that, and that's where that goes. Although, to be more Pythonic, we'll just stick it there. All right. What else? I think that's enough for now. What else do I need? We'll have some default policies and stuff that'll change. But these, you gotta have input, output, and something for the function to work with. Those are the two inputs. This should be, it's probably cleaner to look at out the file. Yeah. Why would I have output DIRs? Would I have multiple DIRs for different types of angles? No. I'm going to use, there's going to be a policy for naming. Where's policies? mm, uh, hmm. Filter by the object type or filter by the file? Filter. Backdrops is kind of a policy. What? Oh, they don't have names. What? Huh? Don't they have names? Ah, cam R doesn't have a name. I mean, it does, technically, but it's not filled out, so yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So like a little box for info and maybe look, see, look, this is grayed out. It would be, like double check your info. Let's have, so we'll have an input directory. They need to pass their check as in existing, but we'll have one. No, we'll just see. We don't actually have one. It should actually be failing, but you know what? This needs to be set on the window manager is like the most polite out of the way. It goes away, doesn't save with anything. It's just on the instance of window that you're running. Like so everywhere we see that, I have to change that plus the other way to refer to it both. So I'm just gonna change to scene. Why not? So it's on the scene, but now we need to go. Could do screen slash chant. No, scene. So this is when. I'm gonna go there and then grab that asterisk, shift 8. So jumping from wherever we're referring to it. I need to double, make sure I look at it, but I'll change this to scene. Mm, 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 mm. There we go. What's the problem now? It can't do, oh, so that's what you can't do during startup. It doesn't exist then. So that's why window manager was better. I can set it up at startup, but so that's no problem. I just have to make it so that I don't know. They either have to start with good defaults or something. It's so tempting to go to just get like a bottle of alcohol sometimes. Okay. So scene is either out or just can't initialize it right up there with that because that doesn't have one yet. But we do have a window manager, remember now. Screen or object? No. Like only if it was a specific kind of object, maybe? I don't know. How can you make empties that have just like properties like this? Is that the right way to do it? What is the right way? Scene, screen. Scene, let's just go for screen. No, I don't think that'll exist either. I think that'll be a waste of time. I want to go back to window manager kind of. And then make another one per scene. I think it seems like it would get confusing if it's not already. Where should it live? It could live in the preferences. But also, once again, some things don't save right in the preferences, and you get a lot more freedom if you're in the blend file. So I could just go back to window manager and do presets like I was thinking. But that's different. Hmm. Okay. Oh, I haven't set an output dirty, but it's still letting me do it. Hmm. So the part where you add presets is quite a bit. It's kind of like almost like UI list level. Let's do that. Well, I think I was pretty close already. Get over here. I don't know. Let me think about that. That's a lot of shit to do. I don't want to. Okay, got to. Hey. Oh. Hmm. Where's add preset base or whatever? Yeah, they're gonna direct to a better place somewhere like. Hmm? No. So try this. Or I'll just take it off the one that I've already got. That will probably be quicker. There's like 2 or 3 of them. Think. Which one is it? Not that. It's not that. It's not that. Wait, it's not that. Maybe it's maybe. That one doesn't seem like a good one to look at. Let's see. No. No, I don't think so. Oh, there it is. All right. Um, yeah, I don't need any of those right now. Do I? Maybe. Okay, so there are a lot of preset related things that have to go along with making presets. You need the operator that adds the preset, and there's a list of these things. I usually just keep it in one thing. Like, the value. Like this, well, this is just for shorthand. The defines are just like, you can, if you want to get shorter looking these, because, you know, this would be, you could just say this equals this value, but that's like, really what you're trying to say is this equals this in the most, like, or setting the value. Like, whatever this says when you ask it is the value you want to put back when you set it. So, because that's the preset. Once it reads it, it writes it down, and then it needs to read what it wrote and then send it back and run the same thing. Send this value to there, like here. This is the real one. This is what you're going to call it here. So, yeah, that's all you got to do, but you also have to have this and this and this and this and a good name, and you have to descend from this and this, and this is my little shorthand for it's registered. But so that is only part of it. You need to run that from somewhere. And so who is this? Is this guy? Is this one right here? So we have a panel that also descends from a preset panel, and that just means it draws its thing. It's a certain way. You can also do that on an existing panel with draw header preset. So I'm going to do that over here. This is my reference for the time being. It's kind of extra large. Let's wait. I think I made one a lot. I made like last year. Make smaller the font a little bit. There you go. As long as I see enough of this, I don't care about this. Maybe this guy could have a little bit of a border. Okay. Where are we at? What was the last thing I just did? That. Okay. Redo. Do that. So I've got my preset base and my preset panel. And let's make, is it the ooh. So you just have a property. In this case, what I have is a cam runner. I'm going to set the cam runner up. It's attached to the, remember, we're doing this because it's attached to the window manager and we'd like to be able to save our settings. And the only way to initialize things is because we're initializing this with stuff and might not have the context. So you can't talk about a scene or I believe a screen which is stored with a blend file which may not have been read yet. I didn't try screen though. I have to admit, I just didn't try it, so skipped over it. Invoke the cam runner without a directory. It will ask. Otherwise, it will assume you just, I don't know. We should stop. Wait, if not, yeah. I need to have this here. There. Okay. Now there's better ways to do that. I mean, let's do is it report? Okay, what did you print? Okay, so it made it through all that and it didn't get to the don't have one part. Let's do one with. I forgot to do the wrong way. Supposed to fail. Was that one? Yeah. And then, okay. Oh, what'd you say? Nothing. Oh, I was supposed to look at the info message. Okay. Well, it didn't do one then, did it? I missed the old pull down the top to get to your preferences in the info at the bottom or the top. Well, at least make sure it doesn't do it. I guess it just doesn't happen under most circumstances. Let's check and let's see why. It's letting me do it without. not supposed to let me do it. See? This is blank. Anyway, whatever it printed in there is all blank. Or something. Oh yeah, that's starting to pull too. Well, how about a more specific type of none, perhaps? Yay, it's still grayed out. Now it should allow. Even without that. What is this? I don't understand why that can't. Oh, yeah, that's because this thing is dumb. We're going to take all that old operator shit out. Where's that at? Or this thing. The invoke. It's not even going to have an invoke. Okay. Because actually, it's not even going to have a directory. And the poll? Yeah, the poll is good. The poll is the main thing. I don't really care about that, but so now the execute needs some more interesting things. Oops. We'll still have, if not something. No, we won't. We'll just say and we're just gonna okay, so for blah and blah, we're gonna do something. So really we just need to print some information like what we've got. Start with like yeah. I should you know what? Yeah. I should remember to take a sip of my coffee from time to time. But to also not put it on the other side of the room. It's a pretty good habit to leave it on the other side of the room, you know. Okay, so I'll finish this and then look out the window for a minute. Cool. All right. Now this will be eventually they'll be set up better, but this should make No, it's easy enough to delete them. It's easy enough to fill them out. I think I'm better just gonna leave it like one system of these were just gonna be the custom cameras, and then there was gonna be some predefined ones. But I'm gonna start with these predefined names. I think why not? So I need to work on this idea of a policies object for the camera itself. I mean, I could make it like the same way I've been doing it. A list of things, like, what are they? Like, these are settings. This is not a list of things. They need to be real settings. So, let's give it a name. Let's give it a name. Allow. Seems like a good policy. Just name. Allow what? Camera. Back up. Allow the cameraman to back up. We'll say allow camera negative travel or positive travel, whichever. For scaling, I mean, or no, how about the opposite of whatever this hard thing to describe is fixed. So we'll say fixed cameras. Yeah, and that's false. So normally they're going to be scaling, and we'll have our scaling algorithm. And if we need more than one, we'll come back and make an option for that. But for now, that's good. What's another policy? Like make a little list like how about what was my other? Oh, see, I'll go find naming. That was it. Name. We need a file name pattern, but that's do we take the setting, the policy given by the name being filled out or not? What would an empty naming policy look like? And what would a filled out one be? Assuming you're gonna do like the standard. I don't know. What is the standard? Name of the. Do you want name of the blend file? Name of the. Oof. The naming policy is gonna be like a hard ass, fucking big ass, fucking thing of itself. Like it might be its own property group, like a naming policy. Multiple custom naming policies, like. Let's see. Prefix. Well, I got fix, so I'll have prefix. Hmm. Okay, that's 3 things, and I don't even have any idea what to do with them yet, other than I'm fairly sure I'll need them. And so clip. How about one called auto clip? Hmm. Yeah, this is why they say lab coding is extremely boring. Why don't they do it more often? Well, because it's like this. I have to let my brain rest for a second. It's that time of day. The weather has also been extremely dense. And my coffee's on the other side of the room. Okay. Hmm. Boy, they start getting complicated when you add enum properties. I'm going to skip those for now. We'll just assume PNGs or something. It's easy enough to change. And hmm. Well, curves could. It's hard to tell whether a curve is going to be a renderable curve or not. Oh my god. Could render a bunch of. You don't want to waste time rendering things that don't need to be rendered. But you can't. I don't know how to reliably tell whether a curve is renderable. So, mesh might be a good filter to have, like just mesh only. For all objects. Hmm. Come up with the names and I forget to do the other thing. Exclude what? We'll just have that. That'll remind me to do more of them. Make sure I don't have any typos. Looks good. Okay, so I select one. Doesn't have one. It needs to say you need one, or you just add this place, or top. These guys need to be filled in. And or I could get them and hard code them in better, but still, yeah, let's make that. Init cams needs to do better. I can't do -1 like this. Mm. Easiest. What's the dumbest way to do this? Didn't like that. Okay. Oh, I didn't close that one. Okay, well. Now I need to get the rubs. Well, it's just a vector. I mean, I know how to write it normally. I'll just try the same idea, basically. Okay, so if we're looking down, that's minus z. So minus 1z. Well, actually, for all of them, you would just say that to 0, but whatever the distance is from that 0 minus it. Might as well just say minus 1. Even though that scales my vectors weird, I don't care. So that's right. So in the bottom, you're looking up. Your direction looking up. Yeah, that might be it. And 1, 2. I'll do the exact same thing in the exact same spot. Minus 1, 0, 0, 1, 2, and then up. Oh yeah, 0, minus 1. Let's try that. No, I forget there was like an easy. I used to know like the easy way to do this. It was axis angles. If it was axis angles, that would be the only way that this really applies. But surely they're fuck those fucking bugs. Yeah, those bugs. Well, if that doesn't make me need to drink some coffee, Cordelia, I'm shutting the door. Those bugs, they're gonna make me like lose my mind. That's the first one of the season. I forgot about those things. Bring on the locusts. Come on, bring it on. Yes. Can't wait. What were you supposed to do? I have no idea. I don't think it's going to work out, but we'll try. It's going to say, nope. It's got this W. Somehow the rotation that it's displaying on this camera. Right, because cameras would, of course, have quaternions on them. Damn it. Okay, so I have to do quaternions. So I don't really know what to do with this unless I start with... I'm going to have to use these to rotate this stuff and then scale it so that the bounding box fits in, and then we'll adjust the far and the near clip and it'll be done for the most part. Like the hard part, the math. But yeah, that's gonna be like the hard part that I'd take a long time figuring out. It's quaternions. How do I... Let me just go look at some quaternions and get an idea here. Yeah. Okay. No, I mean that's showing an Euler. If I say axis angle, I really just want to say, you see, these are this kind of camera. Like most cameras, you're just going to want to use what they got. So you need to be able to handle all of them. But what is a Alt-R? Yeah. See, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, except for no. Not like that. You gotta also have that too, huh? And then that. So that would be the... Let's reset the camera's location too. And we'll get rid of our cube. And I'll put the cursor back in the middle because that bugs me. So here's the camera looking to... Where's that view? That's the right. So that's the right. Right looks like 111. And so I'll reset this. Oops, I mean, was I looking at the wrong thing? Come on. So once, how about just front is a 1 on the X. What about a -1? Now it's upside down. What if this was -1? I don't know. Oh, look. We're looking the right way here. So, is it, I mean, oof. Let me see here. How would I generate these mathematically from that? With just for the up, down, top, bottom, left, right, fit, back up by fitting. Who would have guessed that the cheapest coffee at the store didn't taste very good? Oh well, I would have. Now maybe this time I won't forget and leave the coffee there until it gets cold. I promise I won't. I'll smoke my cigarette first. I've been waiting. So quaternions, huh? What is it minus W on the quaternion? Like, really? Okay. I thought W always stayed at 1. But in this case, who knows? Let's see. So I should be writing these down. Um, what was the front? Well, I got down. I know down. Down is 0 or 1. If they go X, Y, Z, W, then it is 0, 0, 0, 1. So up would, let's try and see if up is 0, 0, 0, minus 1. 0, 0, 0, minus 1. No, that's down. Or the top view. Right, there's no down view, it's the bottom view. The bottom view looks... Well, let's try this. Top is clearly maybe not quite facing the right... what do we have here? Let's try a 1 here. No? Let's try a 1 here. No? 1. Well, I'm in the top. I want it to match with what I have. And I could just try this. Like, now what do you got? This is 1, 0, 0, 0 is my... That's a good top view. So 0, 0, 0, 1, if I'm writing it down for the other, or I'm going to fill it out later. So this, the top and the bottom are not the same thing. What is the bottom view then? Okay, so here's the top view, here's the bottom view. Fit through the camera. Now it just says it's 0, 1, 0, 0. So and then let's get the front view. This is the front. And 0.7, 0.7. Oh, 7. Okay. What is that? What is that? 0.707 something is, what's the formula for that? Boy, I thought there was one going to the front a different way, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe it just doesn't like negative numbers. But what is the 0.707107? 0. Okay, what was it? 707.107 or 701? 107. Okay. Oh, cosine pi divided by 4. Let's try this. Cosine I divided by 4. Yep, okay, so I need to mark that this is X, Y, Z, W, not W, X, Y, Z. Okay. Okay, so that would mean the back is X, Y, and Z. So let's get that front and that left. I mean the left and the right now. The front. Oh wait, no, that's front. That's the right. Right is 0.5 on all of them. Okay. I really thought right was. What's left? Thanks. Emails left is 0.5 minus 0.5 minus 0.5. Oh, I wrote that one. Well, that one didn't matter. I wrote it wrong, but okay, so don't mess with this one up. Speaking of messing one up, I forgot that I was making coffee. Okay. I can't. That can't. I mean, really? Okay. Let's see. Let's try and translate those into imaginary cameras. What just happened? Oh boy. Hi, welcome. And I swear, it makes me so paranoid. I smell that these bugs have a smell, and I just barely smelled it. Like I was like, oh, one probably landed on my shoulder, and I brushed it and touched it. And I'm so paranoid now. Like I've got zipper, what are the cords on my hoodies? Every time they move, I think it's one of those bugs. You know. Normally, I don't care about bugs, but as long as they don't stink or bite you, these stink so bad. Oh my God. Good bugs. Mar Marmorated stink bugs. Brown marmorated. Marmorated. It's a weird word you don't hear very often. Speaking of weird words, I'm gonna say some. I'm gonna have to go to the game. So it's weird because like I started coding, doing a live stream, and I knew like it takes a long time, and I'm gonna take as long as it takes. But also that A, I don't code very well when I'm talking. B, I I code better like I let myself stay pretty free on it until it like it all just coalesces, and then you just kind of like um fix it all at once, you know? And those are the things you make it really far really fast, and it just like happens all at once, but you never know when, and you gotta push at it sometimes and do a little testing. Like one thing I need to do is yeah, I'll stop the stream and I'm gonna start right back up. But I have to test render engine's compatibility with the command line versus doing it in Blender. Like if you do it inside the opened Blender one by one, anything that crashes means you stop the whole thing. If you do it inside of a loop, a sub process, that means as long as your loop itself doesn't crash, then a crashed individual render won't mess it up. So different render engines are not always fully compatible on background, the headless rendering as they call it. So headless rendering doesn't always work with all render engines, is like that I've heard. I haven't really tested it myself. I've not done much. I'm only having, it's like I have this sort of suspicion that that will be a tough little thing, or I might have to, I want to make it so that you can do whatever, of course, but that so that this is for kind of walking through a golden path, that whatever is going to be the most quickest and efficient. It's kind of along there with ignoring things like curves if they're not going to be visible, or every little thing. Sometimes from the wrong angle it's not visible. Sometimes from a materials perspective, and the way that if you're like, say for example in cycles, if someone has made the material so that the light paths have to be greater than 1 before it's visible or something, or I mean, it is possible that you can render something and it won't be visible until you put it behind something else that's transparent, and that's entirely possible. So you could never really know how to do all those things. What you want is a good wireframe renderer, and unfortunately that is that's gonna have to be a sub-process thing, because the Blender currently doesn't have one. That was part of the Blender internal that is no longer. Blender internal runs a lot faster on very certain things that are mostly OpenGL type trickery, like the Halo render. What the old Halo thing was just using OpenGL pixels, circles, the point shader. It wasn't. It was before shaders, as in open shader language shaders. It was just the old hardware shader for a pixel. You said draw a big pixel, and then you tell it draw a slightly smaller, brighter inside and brighter inside. You start with a black background and you draw progressively brighter circles that get smaller, so you look like you have a little glowing dot for a halo. It was really fast because that was one of those things that video cards could do. They happened to be optimized for in OpenGL. But now we don't do so much of the OpenGL. Workbench does OpenGL, but I can't find a way to I can't find a way to make. I better not lose these. Let me save this. Okay, so like Workbench. Let's quit, start over. Over here on the render engine Workbench, render examples. Well, no anti-aliasing, flat. So we don't have wireframe here. We need wireframe. Like there is no such thing as a, really you don't get much of a, like I don't get what this is. That does not, does it do a line art or something? Like, no. We can outline things like this, where, look, go here, you can outline this, we'll make this, well, some color, and you can really see it very well. So in order to make it better, we'll, let's see, what would that be? You go here and you say, no. You do get an outline, but that's not a wireframe. I don't know, what is this? What is that? Does it turn it off? Does this do anything? Didn't have anything to do with it, so the line art doesn't do anything. Metallic, let's see what does metallic do. Not much if you don't have an alpha. Let's see. Oh, we're flat. Right. We'll do some studio lights. So wireframe doesn't look to be an option. Cavity. Depth of field. Hey. I don't know that depth of field will actually work, but I mean, so you got a couple things maybe. We do need, okay, so transparent on film. That'd be good for previewing an object, perhaps. Maybe not red, but you do want some way to outline things if they're invisible. And let's try an object that doesn't have any faces, or has some. I'll just say X faces only. So I still have some things that may or may not show up. As you can see, they're not outlining. So it's not like wireframe. There's just no, I mean, the only way is to set up in cycles like the silly little, let's try EV. It's a wireframe. You have to do this to every material. Man, okay, so mix. And fuck this thing. Let's just have diffuse or emission. Hello. Okay. No, yes. Emission is where it is, and transparent is where it is not. And we'll see what do we got. Oh, there we go. So this, why is it black? Oh, because yeah, faces. EV. Mix, transparent, emission, color, strength, fixed, pixel. I'm surprised that it's still not doing Right, so you can't do wireframes still. You can't just do individual wires like you can in Blender internal. Yep, so there's no way around that one without writing some heavy duty shit. But that is a decent enough setup for I might keep that material in mind. Okay, so my rots. Let's try. Okay, let's order these the way they were. Ching ching. Mm. 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 I know what I'm doing. I don't need that. Yeah, okay. Oh, do I have math? Okay. Is that where it is? Let's say, get it in. Okay, so here. Four. He was. Yeah. What should I'll just call it T for temp theta or something. Let's see. Wait. There. Okay. Well, it didn't have a problem with it, but it didn't do it. So let's see here. Sorry, Cordelia, it's not kitty food.